I just stared at him. Doors open. You can leave. Walk back to your car. Try to get help. You're just letting me go? Of course. I'm not a monster, James. He sipped his coffee. I'm not going to force you to stay. I didn't trust his words. But the door was open. I ran down the driveway and hit the main road, walking fast in the direction I'd left my car. It was gone, like it had never been there. I kept walking. Hours passed. The sun got higher and hotter and I had no water, no food, and not a single car passed the entire time. Eventually my legs gave out and I sat down right there in the middle of the road, head in my hands, trying to think. Trying to make sense of any of it. The road stretched out in both directions and looked exactly the same either way, flat and empty and going nowhere. That's when I looked up and saw a house in the distance. I already knew before I started walking toward it. It was Henry's farmhouse. I stood there for a long time just staring at it. The road must have curved. I must have walked in a circle. I told myself that and turned around, walking the other direction this time. 4 hours later I was back at Henry's farm. He was on the porch, rocking in a chair like he'd been waiting. Roads are funny out here. Easy to get turned around. My legs gave out on his lawn. I hit the ground hard and everything went dark. When I came to, I was on the couch. A glass of water on the table beside me. Henry in the armchair across the room, watching me with that same patient expression. I drank the water without thinking. I was too thirsty to care. You see now? There's nowhere to go. The farm is special. Once you're here, really here, you can't leave. Not alive anyway. How long? I whispered. How long what? How long have you been doing this? He thought about it for a moment, like I'd asked him something as ordinary as how long he'd lived in the house. Hard to say. Time moves different here. 20 years? 30? More? After a while you stop counting. Why me? Why anyone? My hands started shaking. The room started spinning. I tried to focus but couldn't. Everything was fading. He stood up. Get some rest, James. I find the ones who fight back always taste bitter. Everything went black again. That was 3 days ago. I know this is long. I keep telling myself that writing it keeps me calm. He moved me to the basement this morning. I didn't fight back. I'm not sure I could have even if I tried. He brings food 3 times a day. Roasted vegetables, fresh bread, water, no meat. I've been writing this between his visits, waiting for a moment alone with my phone. Battery at 2%. If you find this, don't stop at farmhouses on Highway 212. Don't eat the food. Don't go inside. Then I heard it. Footsteps above me. A door opening. Hello? Is anyone here? Our car broke down. Do you have a phone? We seem to have no signal out here. A woman. And a child. Of course, of course. Henry's voice. Warm and welcoming as the day I arrived. Come on in. I tried to scream. Nothing came out but a raw scrape of air. You have a little one? How old? He's 7. We've been driving for hours in. Mommy, I'm hungry. A small voice. A child. I got stew on the stove. Just finished it. I heard their footsteps moving slowly above me toward the kitchen. I pounded on the ceiling until my knuckles split open and bled, but nothing happened. Then came the sounds. Chairs scraping across the floor, spoons hitting bowls. Then silence. Something heavy hit the floor above me. Cold air began seeping through the boards, wrapping around me in the dark. A single pair of footsteps moved through the kitchen and stopped. A long silence stretched out. Then Henry's voice drifted down from above, so low I could barely hear it. My phone screen went black.